Now, I'm not really sure how to start this video, but man, Dispatch, it's a very good game. And I'm not just saying that because of all the amazing Invisigal edits, but we'll talk about her later. So for those of you who have been living under a rock, what is Dispatch and why are there a bunch of people talking about the 34 rules of Dispatch? Dispatch is a Telltale game which, kind of like that Walking Dead game, and it comes out episodically every single week. The game follows the main character Robert Robertson, and even the game acknowledges how fucking silly that name is. But what's even special about this guy in the first place? From his name, he sounds pretty generic. Well, first of all, his dad is dead, but that's basically every single superhero, so that's not really a big deal. He also has this really cool mech that was passed down from his father, kind of like Evangelion. Now see, that's actually something interesting and cool. Oh, okay, the mech's gone. Now just like some depressed office worker, why do I care about this game? Never mind, Robert's the game! Now look, I promise I don't just like this game because of the hot women, trust me, I'll get into it later. So yeah, just a little bit of backstory about how I found out about this game. I knew the game was coming out a little bit before because Moist Critical was in it, and we all love Moist Critical. And this was like a few months or like a year before it came out, and I thought, this game looks kind of cool. But I didn't really think much of it until the game came out and sold 1 million copies in just 10 days. Genuinely, it just seems like this game got popular out of nowhere, but I'm all here for it because the game's amazing. And look, I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't pirate the game. I don't have the money to spend £24, I'm fucking broke. And maybe I downloaded the game as a dating sim, but trust me, there's a lot more to the game than that. I've always kind of loved Telltale games, they're one of my favorite genres of games because I can experience the story without actually having to play the game. I'm pretty sure you guys can all tell from my upload schedule that I'm extremely lazy. So for people like me who want to experience the story but can't actually be asked to play the game properly, it's a nice little in-between balance. It still manages to entertain me kind of like a TV show, but it still feels like a game. The gameplay is still there and it's still very fun and engaging. The gameplay isn't super advanced, but the quick time events here and there still help to keep on your toes. Now the main dispatching part of the game, this is where we get to the real stuff. This is the realness right here. Now I know most people don't like the dispatching part because they all have TikTok attention spans, but I don't know, I feel like it paces out the game properly and it's actually kind of fun. For example, if you have a mission that has something to do with primarily talking or intellect, you're not going to send someone like Flambe or Waterboy. Actually, you're probably not going to send Waterboy on any missions because he's just fucking useless. It's okay, we also love Waterboy. And speaking of the characters, this game's whole appeal is literally just the characters. But before we actually talk about how amazing these characters are, let's get a little brief overview about who these characters are. And I think it would be fitting to start with Invisigal because, literally she's on the thumbnail of this video, so it just fits. Now, Invisigal, she's an interesting character, and I'll go more in depth about her later. But for now, all you really need to know is that she's abrasive, she is kind of reckless and gets you into trouble a lot. Yeah, she's the best looking character in the game, so, debatably so, all you Blonde Blaze and Malevolent fans don't come after me. And the next character is also one of my favorite characters. Now, there's not really a lot to say about this character, but Gollum, man, that nigga's chill as fuck. I can't think of any flaw with Gollum, he just literally sits around and chills. And not to mention, he's got a deep ass voice, like a really deep voice. And not gonna lie, Gollum sounds high all the time. I don't know what they were doing in that studio, but hey, it must be working. I feel like in a different timeline, Gollum would be a tall black man with dreads. I'm telling you, if he wasn't this huge mud monster, he would have the most sexy locks I've ever seen in my life. I could tell he'd be good at basketball as well. Did you not see the scene where he shot the paper ball into the trash can? He'd be like a 10-foot Steph Curry. Anyways, yeah, Gollum's chill. I fought with Gollum, he's a cool character. Now the next person on this Avengers level superhero team is Sonar. Besides the fact he's voiced by one of the most amazing humans of all time, he's just an amazing character. His dialogue is funny and he has a really dry sense of humor, exactly like Moist Critical. And the voice doesn't feel out of place for the character as well, like Moist Critical really suits that character amazingly well. Shit, how could he not be amazing? He's literally a bat in a suit. That's the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. The next person on the team is Prism. Now, Prism is just, sassy. She's cool. She's funny. She has some funny lines, I'm not gonna lie.
She temporarily blinded me! What do you mean temporarily? Bitch, you blind forever!
And apparently, she doesn't have a dad, so, I feel sorry for her, I guess. And Punch Up. Oh, Punch Up, man. Oh. Not only is he voiced by another goated YouTuber, but he's just goated in general, man. He just punches people in the dick. I think that's the best superpower anybody can have, is being able to punch people in the dick without even having to bend down. It might be disgusting, but it's effective. You saw how he was in that bar fight. And he's voiced by Jacksepticeye. He's automatically a goated character no matter what he does. And the final character to fill out our entire Avengers level superhero team is Flambe. Now look, to put it bluntly and honestly, his main character trait is just being a dick. And you know, some people might not like him because of that, but he's one of my favorite characters because just of how much of a dick he is. He's kind of like the Rexplode archetype for this game. I mean, the first interaction you have with him is him trying to fight you, and then he either ends up looking like SpongeBob or he just has no eyebrows. And I think one moment that perfectly encapsulates Flambe as a character is that moment when him and Robert are at the bar and Flambe decides to ask him if he should sing Whitney Houston. And you know, Robert doesn't really think he can, but I think Flambe could pull it off. He has some nice vocals. So I don't know if he was planning to do this or if he did this in retaliation, but he goes up on that stage and decides to sing a whole parody. Wait, what's the song? I don't know the actual song. Wait, hold up. Bitch by Meredith Books. I'm not gonna lie, low-key, it does go kind of hard, so I mean, hey, props to Flambe, he made a good song. Okay, you know what, now it's time to get to the real point of this video, the real debate, the thing we're all interested for. Blonde Blazer or Invisigal? I know this debate has been a thing since the game came out, since episode 4, and I'm gonna end it right here. So in this section, I will be talking about parts of the story and the season finale, which will include spoilers, so I'll put a timestamp on the screen and you can just skip to that part. So before we start comparing them, let's just talk about the characters' actions before we really get down into the debate. And you know, I think it would be fitting to start with the first person we meet in the game, Blonde Blazer. The first interaction we get with Blonde Blazer is when we're getting our ass beat by a bunch of gay thugs or something. And this isn't the only time in the game she saves you, no, she does this like a lot. And the best example of this is in episode 7 when you get kidnapped by Shroud. Like, you can't tell me when she came in and started threatening everybody that she did not have so much aura when she did that. I mean, she scared every single person in that room, including Coupe, which also fuck Coupe again. Even in the dispatching gameplay, she saves you in the final episode. After you escape Shroud, the Red Ring starts attacking the entire city, so you go back to SDN and you have to dispatch and help people, which should be pretty easy because, I mean, you've done it a bunch of times before, but you have 3 heroes this time. And look, I don't care if it was only hard for me, but fuck me, man, this was really difficult. I mean, maybe I'm just not good at the dispatching part, but just managing what missions to do and what time to send the agents on, bro, that shit was fucking hard. And gradually you'll gain each of your heroes back by rescuing them from the Red Ring, which I mean makes it easier, but it's still like pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. Like, no joke, she actually came in clutch, like heavy, because if you look at like her skill chart, she is like the most OP character in the entire game. I mean, obviously she's not as good as Waterboy, but you know, she's still pretty good, I guess. I mean, honestly, Blonde Blazer doesn't really have any faults. She's kind of perfect. I mean, except for the fact that she kind of led you on at the beginning of the game, but you know what? Nobody cares about that anymore. That was in the past. It's time to talk about Invisigal, and I really want to speak a lot on the season finale for this because, I mean, it just really depicts Invisigal's character perfectly. Now, to pick back up where we left off because it kind of perfectly segues into the Invisigal part. So a huge power outage goes out and the Red Ring are now attacking the SDN headquarters. You guys go to the back to go and get your Mecha Man suit and the Astral Pulse. But while you're there, you see Invisigal. Roddy explains that he found Invisigal trying to put the Astral Pulse in Mecha Man. Which, if you know up until this point, there's a lot of suspicion on Invisigal. I mean, literally just the last episode, the whole team was trying to kick her out, and depending on which choice you choose, it will greatly affect the ending. And even if we go back to when we was kidnapped by Shroud, it's revealed that she lied about not having the Astral Pulse the whole time. Royd saying that Invisigal is a traitor, he decides to tie her up so that she doesn't cause any more trouble. Royd goes to find the generator to get the power back on, and you're left alone with Invisigal.
Why did you... what you did was not nice! It's not nice to do that!
So since SDN is just getting attacked and there's no other help, we decide to go and hop back in the Mecha Man suit. As a fast forward, because I'm lazy, a whole crazy fight ensues, you know, everybody is working together, all of that. Yeah, it's cool, it's fun, it's, yeah. So I mean, like, we're putting the hands on Shroud because, I mean, it really doesn't matter if you can see to the future because I'm always 10 steps ahead. Alright, boom, so we've killed Shroud, he's defeated, we can all go home now and...
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
If Shroud kills this dog, I'm going to beat the living shit out of him like Omni-Man. Shroud asks up to fly up to him, and in exchange for the Astral Pulse, he won't kill Beef. Now you have 3 decisions here that will affect what type of cutscene you get, and I don't know if it's really important, but you know what, let's just say it's important. If you give Shroud the fake Astral Pulse, he'll know and then he'll threaten Beef again. So either way, you just give him the normal one. And if you give Shroud the real Astral Pulse, he's not dumb, he doesn't fall for it and he puts it in his head and he gets powerful and stuff. But if you decide to give Shroud both the fake and the real Astral Pulse, then you know, you made a smart play, you're a smart person. He puts the fake Astral Pulse in his head and he just starts vomiting everywhere. And all the other Red Ring people start to vomit and get sick as well. Now at this point there's 3 different endings that you can get, and I'm about to go through all of them, but I'm gonna go through the one I got on my first playthrough. So Shroud, he has his gun pointed at you, he's about to shoot, and then suddenly, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And after she kills Shroud, she walks up to his body and takes his mask and then she leaves. I mean, thanks for killing Shroud, but I guess I take back everything I said before, you traitor. So I would say that's the bad ending, quote unquote, which, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty not fun ending. However, the next ending, which I'll just call the good ending or the true ending, I think it's probably the best ending because it just kind of wraps up in a nice, neat little bow. So instead of Invisigal killing Shroud, she takes the bullet for you right when Shroud is about to shoot you. And then, I mean, Robert just goes fucking insane. I mean, obviously, you just shot his pseudo-girlfriend right in front of his face. He's gonna be a little bit mad. And then Robert just starts, like, beating the shit out of him. And I don't mean, like, just little punches. Like, this is Mark Grayson level of arse beating. So, you know, after brutally assaulting a man to death, or not to death, depending on what you choose, you get laid afterwards, which, you know, sounds like a pretty good day to me. So I mean, after going through both Blonde Blazer and Invisigal's characters, okay, first let's start with Blonde Blazer. I mean she saves you all the time. She virtually has like no issues, I'm not gonna lie, she has no cons. And then now we look at Invisigal. She's brash, she's loud, she's a traitor, and she gets us into a lot of trouble in the game. So I mean, the only correct choice is to pick Invisigal. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I know this sounds extremely contradicting, but I mean, these are fictional characters, so I can be as contradicting as I want. And while I love Blonde Blazer, she's just not as interesting as Invisigal, so I'm gonna take Invisigal every single day of the week. Now, to be completely honest, I feel like Dispatch was one of the best games this year. Waiting every single Wednesday to see how the story plays out and what actions will determine what was a really entertaining experience. So yeah, for those of you who haven't played the game and just watched someone play the game or haven't seen anything at all, please go play the game. I really recommend it to you and you'll enjoy it a lot. Anyways, yeah, that's kind of all I really have for this video, so hopefully you'll enjoyed. Happy New Year, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really want you to subscribe.